You consider studying digital sciences, our master program at TH Köln, the Cologne University of Applied Science. But our system with 60 modules and 4 specializations is maybe a little difficult to understand at first sight. For that purpose, we have developed a little tool called Study Planner, which helps you to create your own personal study plan. My name is Stefan Bente. I am one of the study program managers, and I will explain that tool to you in a bit coming now. I would like to introduce you to Lisa. Lisa is a coder from her early years on. She loves creating software. Lisa has a degree in computer science, a bachelor's degree from a German university, and now she wants to go on and do her master studies. She has heard of the Master of Digital Sciences at TH Köln, and now she wants to check out if this master program is suitable for her. Lisa navigates to the homepage of digitalsciences.de, and on the landing page the master program is explained a little bit. In the menu she sees 4 abbreviations: BIS, DIS, ITM and SAR. These are the 4 specializations of this master program. BIS means Business Information Systems. Someone studying this specialization is preparing for being the go-between between the IT and the domain experts, meaning enabling the business by digital means, supporting the business by supplying and providing the appropriate IT so that the business can run their processes and implement their capabilities. In German, you would call this Wirtschaftsinformatik. DIS means Data and Information Science. This is suitable for people with a love for mathematics and data, and you can specialize in everything dealing with crunching numbers, applying artificial intelligence, developing algorithms, and so forth. ITM is the abbreviation for IT management. This specialization is suitable for people who love understanding IT both in a technical way and in a management fashion, and prepares for a role in IT management, for instance, in a major company or in an IT service provider. And then last but not least, SAR means software architecture. And this is especially suitable for people who come from the coding side of computer science, who love programming, who love architecture, who prepare for roles in creating large, complex software systems. And for Lisa, this is the specialization that she's interested in, being a coder. And now she tries to understand what this actually means. So what modules would she take if she studies digital sciences with specialization software architecture? In the main menu, there's an entry Modules. Clicking on that brings you to the module list. And if you scroll down, then you see, oh, there are really many. There are 61 modules plus the master thesis, and Lisa is confused. First of all, you have to understand this is a catalog. You can pick your own personal study plan, choosing from these modules. So the choice that you have is not completely arbitrary. The choice follows some rules. I will come to that in a minute. But you can pick those modules that suit your own needs, suit your own wishes, and fit to the specialization that you have chosen. In this overview, you see the name of the module, the language of it. You see if it's offered in winter or summer semester, who is offering it as the responsible lecturer. And then you see 6 numbers with more acronyms, and I will come to these numbers again in a minute. You can dive into these modules by clicking on the module title, and then you get some more detailed information on it. You see, for instance, the ECTS number, so how many credits is it? It's usually 6, but there are also some modules with 3 and 5 and some with a little more credits. These are the project formats. And further down, you see the learning outcome, the module content, forms of teaching, and so forth. So this is pretty straightforward. And then you see the mapping to focus areas. And to explain that, I will go back to the module overview. You see there are 6 acronyms: AR, ACS, DIP, EB, GAK, MRI. These are the focus areas that our study program concentrates on. And you find the description here under focus areas. By the way, Lisa speaks German, so she could use the German version of the site just by clicking the German flag here. And then you see also the German terms here, so Handlungsfelder instead of focus areas, Prüfungen instead of exams, and so forth. But for the sake of that video, I will stick to the English version so that the international students also understand what I'm talking about. Coming back to our 6 focus areas. So we have first acting responsibly. That focus area describes all the professional skills that you need to kind of function in a company, enterprise, or startup context wherever you go to when you finish your study. That is, for instance, something like the ability to organize yourself in a team, but it's also the ability to understand tensions and conflicts in a team, abilities to present your own ideas, pitch skills, and so forth. But this also comprises skills to understand the consequences of what you are doing in terms of social impact, in terms of ethical consequences, so that you kind of are prepared to act as a responsible professional in the IT field. The next focus area is architecting and coding software, or ACS. ACS means everything dealing with architecture, with coding large software systems, with coding skills, with methods of coding, with different coding paradigms, and so forth. Designing innovations and products, or DIP, comprises all skills that help you designing and productifying things that are either entirely digital, like for instance an app, or things and products that are partially digital, like hardware or some kind of services that work in a socio-technical context. So DIP supplies you with knowledge and methods to create digital products in a nutshell. Next is empowering business, or EB. Empowering business means these are the skills that you need to support business people by the suitable IT. So understanding the needs of the business, matching the appropriate IT parts and software systems to it, buying the appropriate software systems, designing them, and so forth. Generating and accessing knowledge, or GAK, is the focus area that comprises all the skills, methods, and knowledge that you need to deal with large amounts of data. That can be big data methods, that can be algorithms, that can be artificial intelligence approaches, and so forth. And then last but not least, managing and running IT, or MRI in short, is the field or the focus area that deals with managing IT assets, managing large IT systems and organizations, both on a management level and a technical level. And you will have noticed that some of these fields have a certain proximity to some of these specializations. I will come to that a little bit later. First, let's go back to Lisa and let's go back to the modules. So I go back to the module list, and now Lisa is browsing through the modules. She has now understood what these focus areas means. And then you see there are numbers in these columns. So for instance, coming back to the one that we looked at a minute ago, business process management. Business process management has 2 credits in ACS, so architecting and coding software, and 4 credits in EB, Empowering Business. How is that? So clicking on it brings us to that table, and that table describes in what way this module contributes to these focus areas. So roughly you can expect, if you take up this module, that you will hear worth of 2 credits about architecting and coding software. Specifically here, the ability to model business processes as groundwork for system design and ability to apply process and workflow automation techniques. And worth of 4 credits, you will hear about empowering business, ability to analyze, model, and optimize business processes. And this system is applied consistently for all the modules in our catalog. And now I'm coming to the point how you can combine these modules in order to create your own study program, your own personal study plan. You go to the Study Planner menu entry, and then you see this table. Let's click on it and enlarge it. You see that we have 4 rows: Business Information Systems, Data and Information Science, IT Management, and Software Architecture. These are our 4 specializations in the rows. And in the columns, you see Acting Responsibly, or AR, ACS, Architecting and Coding Software, Empowering Business, Designing Innovation and Products, Generating and Accessing Knowledge, Managing and Running IT. We have our focus areas. And in the table cells, you see the minimum requirements if you pick modules that allows you to pass in that specialization. So let's pick one example. If you decide for Business Information Systems, you need to have, all in all, over all the modules that you have chosen, 6 ECTS in Acting Responsibly, 3 ECTS in Architecting and Coding Software, 22 in Empowering Business, which is not so surprising because Empowering Business is basically the essence of what Business Information Systems is all about, and so forth. 3 ECTS in the 3 other focus areas. And then you see this field, which is here in German called ohne feste Zuordnung. That means these are ECTS that you can apply freely. If you go for a 3-semester master, then you have 20 credits that you can apply in any way. And if you study the 4-semester master, then you even have 50 credits that you can choose freely. So that, all in all, if you sum it up, brings you to 60 credits for all the modules. And then, of course, you have to add 30 credits for your master thesis. The master thesis is out of scope here because we consider the master thesis not really kind of specialized according to one of these focus areas. So all the planning that you do basically without the master thesis. So if you go for a 3-semester master, then you have to plan semester 1 and 2. And semester 3 is then the master thesis. If you go for a 4-semester master, you have to plan semesters 1, 2, and 3. Basically, the system is the same in all the rows, only software architecture is a little bit different. Here you have to have 20 credits in architecting and coding software, which is natural because that is the kind of essence of software architecture. You need to have 8 credits in acting responsibly, and then software architecture leaves it up to you where you have a kind of a second specialization, which is always a good thing if you go for software architecture. So there the rule is you have to have at least 12 credits in 1 or 2 focus areas. So it's probably making sense that you concentrate on 1 or 2 of these, and there you kind of pick more modules or modules that contribute more to these fields. I think the principle is simple, although the creation of your personal study plan is probably not so simple. Because if I close this now and if I go back to the module list, then you would have to go through this whole list, look at every module and kind of sum up these contributions to make sure that you have passed across the threshold level. And this is exactly what we would try to kind of save you from by providing this study planner. So clicking on the study planner again, if you go to the bottom of the page, you see Go to Study Planner, and then you see that we have a little tool here. And this is the tool that this video is basically about. This tool can help you to plan your own study program. So let's go back to Lisa and let's see what would Lisa pick if she would kind of build her own study program, her own study plan. So we know Lisa is a coder. She loves everything that deals with up-to-date and current coding paradigms with technologies. You have to scroll down first, and then you have to decide first, when do you want your study to start? So Lisa wants to start in the summer semester, and Lisa has a 7-semester bachelor, so she only needs to do the 3-semester master. That is really very important. If you have only 6 semester in your bachelor, then you need to select this 4-semester option. If, like Lisa, you have a 7-semester bachelor, then it is okay to do a 3-semester master. So basically the rule is bachelor plus master must be 10 semesters. That's the rule. So now we have the settings for Lisa. And now you see that basically here we have the whole table of modules. And what makes it now a little easier is that you are able to sort this table according to the focus areas. So what Lisa does now, she sorts it according to architecting and coding software, bringing up all the modules that have a high contribution to this focus area. And I just said you see all the modules. That is not really correct. You see only the modules that are offered in summer semester if you have selected summer semester here. So that makes it really easy to pick your kind of favorites now. So we have domain-driven design. That's one of Lisa's favorites that she definitely wants to hear. Then web technologies, also something she wants to hear. And she selects that just by clicking on the acronym. Then there are guided projects. She has already talked to her study program manager, and the study program manager has advised her not to take up the guided project in the very first semester. In addition, you need to apply for the guided projects, and that is usually happening at the end of the previous semester. So that is also organization-wise not so easy for someone who just starts. So no guided projects in the first semester. What else could she take? Large and cloud-based software systems also sounds very interesting. Mobile and distributed systems, also interesting that she takes up. Then Qualitätssicherung, or in English quality assurance, also something that you need to have as a professional coder. She also picks that. So, and now looking up, so you see she has 29 credits filled for the first semester. That is due to the fact that the large and cloud-based system is only 5 credits. That is again due to the fact that we also have modules in our catalog that come from other parts of TH Köln. So this master is basically run by 2 faculties, Faculty 3 and Faculty 10, but we also have contributions from Faculty 7. So this is a real huge program, and in Faculty 7 the standard length of modules is unfortunately 5 credits. So that is something we cannot change. In the master we usually use multiples of 3. So that leads to the fact that you have 1 credit missing in this first semester, and therefore Lisa looks further and she decides, let's take the seminar Computer Science Research. That is 3 credits. So she is a little bit above the 30 credits limit, but on the other hand, that kind of seminar is very interesting. She has looked it up, and okay, so first semester is filled. Now Lisa switches to her second semester, And remember, only 2 semesters need to be planned because semester 3 is basically your master thesis. So that doesn't have to be planned in this tool. Now, same exercise again. The sorting is still valid, so all the modules are still sorting according to ACS. And there she sees coding excellence. Sounds good. And of course, she informs herself. I skip that now. She clicks here. And then everyone has to take one guided project with team supervision. I leave it to you to read what this is. This is large. This is 18 credits. So she picks this one. That is just a generic title at this moment. Guided projects are kind of created for new every semester. So there's my name only here, but I'm only the organizer. So multiple professors contribute to the guided projects. And then she also picks requirements engineering. And then if she looks up, okay, she has 30 credits now. And now Lisa can go up to the table here. And here in this current selection row, the first row, you see the credits that she has picked. So she has a little bit more than 60. That's due to the fact that she wanted to take the large and cloud-based software systems by René Würzberger with the 5 credits. And then she had to add the 3 credits seminar. But apart from that, she fulfills all the criteria needed for software architecture. So you see that by the whole row being green. And you can also see that for other specializations, you would miss some criteria. So for instance, for IT management, you would miss out in DIP and in MRI. But for software architecture, this is fine. One disclaimer here, this tool is only suitable for doing your upfront planning. This is not an official tool, meaning that if you have a green combination here, then everything is okay. You still have to look at the examination order, the Prüfungsordnung in German, because there are some, not many, but some additional rules. For instance, you are not allowed to pick only projects. You could come to the conclusion, okay, then I do my study entirely composed out of projects. That is not possible. That is one of the rules, and basically one of the few rules that we have there. That is at the moment not incorporated in this tool yet. Okay, but Lisa is now satisfied and she can now save this. The only way actually of saving it is to print it. No data is transmitted to any server. This is strictly local. It's not even stored locally on your computer. It just lives in the browser at the moment. So what you can do is you can save this as a PDF. So you can kind of save it there. Then you can go there and open it and have a look. And then you have something that you can take with you, for instance, if you want to talk to your study program manager, or if you need to do an application video, you can use that as a basis for your application video. But there's also another way of creating your own personal study plan. And for that, we look at another student, that is Ravi from India. And Ravi wants to study business information system as a specialization in digital sciences. So what can Ravi do? Let's go back to our site. Ravi looks at business information systems. That is his specialization of choice. And then he scrolls down and he sees some alumni profiles or kind of personas and example curricula. So that is something that we have for each specialization. We have a number of typical roles that you could fill if you study this master program. And for business information systems, this is, for instance, the business analyst, the process manager. So that is something that appeals to Ravi. Working as a business analyst is something that he would really like to do. He's a communicative person. He wants to talk to people. And he is always curious to learn new things. These are good properties for a business analyst. So he clicks the business analyst link, and here he has a brief description of the role, and then he has an example curriculum. So this is an example plan if you want to study this specialization. This is 4 semester, which appeals to Ravi because he has only a 6 semester bachelor. And he thinks that might be actually a pretty good program. Maybe I could have a closer look and customize this a little bit. And that is possible by using the link that you find just above the table. That link takes you again to the study planner, but here this example curriculum is already preloaded. So you find here 90, it's, remember, semester 1, 2 and 3. The 4th semester with a master thesis is not considered. And in the 3 semesters you see the modules of choice in that role. And now Ravi detects a little problem. Otherwise it fits well, it starts in winter, it's 4 semester, but here are some German modules. So that Management Unternehmenssteuerung, that is in German, and there's a second one, this Performance Management here. And the other ones, these are all English, or at least DE and N, that stands for if no English-speaking people are in the room, then this course is held in German. But once we have only one international student in the room, then everything is in English. And now Ravi thinks, well, I could just switch these German-speaking modules for English-speaking modules that would interest me, and then I'm a happy camper and I can go with that study plan. So what can he do? So basically he picks the first semester, winter semester, and now he goes into this list, and the selections for this semester are highlighted in blue. So he sees Innovation Management, and here is the one that is in German. And if you click on the acronym, not on the title, that will lead you to the description of the module, so you can read it. No, you should click here on this acronym. There you can deselect it. So he just deselects it for the moment. And then he goes to the summer semester. And here is the Performance Management, the one in German, also deselected. So the ones highlighted in red are the modules that are from another semester. So this is actually 3rd semester. It's highlighted in red, indicating that you should not deselect it if you act now. If you switch to the 3rd semester, then you see these are now highlighted in blue and the others are highlighted in red. So if you go up to the overview table, then you see we have now 24 credits in the 1st semester and 24 credits in 2nd semester. The thresholds for business information system is still fulfilled. This is due to the fact that the rules are basically the same for 3 and 4 semester study length. And you can imagine if you have 4 semester to fill modules, then it's much easier to kind of satisfy these rules. So you can, if you study 4 semester, you can kind of pick your modules a little more freely than you can do when compared to when you study 3 semesters. So what can Ravi now do to fill the gaps? He uses the same technique as Lisa, but only he sorts the one that have a strong focus on empowering business, because that is the area that interests him the most. So now he's in the 1st semester and looking through, he encounters management simulation game. That's in English. That sounds interesting. He reads through the description, appeals to him, so he selects it. So 1st semester is filled now. I go up and you see here we have 30 credits now in the 1st semester. Going down again, selecting 2nd semester. And if we go through here, sorting is already or is still according to EB. projects might be an option, but he decides against that. He goes down and has a complete look, and he finds this one, actually, Web Technologies, that has no credits in EB, but I mean, Ravi doesn't need any credits for EB anymore. And he has always been a web developer. He actually earned money with that a couple of years ago. So he says, yeah, why not kind of keeping up to date with that just for fun, basically. So he chooses web technology, and now you see 30, 30, 30, all done. He can go to the print option and has his study plan ready. That is basically all that I can tell you about this tool. I hope it has become a little bit more clear to you how you can use the tool to build your own study plan. And if you have any more questions, there are 4 study program managers you can ask. That's Hartmut Westenberger for the Business Information System specialization, Philipp Scheer for Data and Information Science, Hans-Ludwig Stahl for IT Management, and myself for Software Architecture. Thanks for your attention. Good luck with your application. Good luck with planning your own study program. And don't hesitate to come back to us to ask your questions if you have any.